Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. First of all, I would like to review a little bit about our last lesson on last week. Last week, I talked about the introduction to food and beverage service, or shortly, we say F&B service. Remember that? And I introduced you about the definition of F&B service. And again, F&B service is a service of food made in the kitchen and drink prepared in the bar. So it is the simple definition for F&B service. And it can be taken place in anywhere located in the sky, in the cruise ship, fine dining restaurant, or street food, anywhere which provide food and beverage. They are food and beverage service. And then I also talked about classifications of F&B services includes 9 categories. The first one is restaurant, and it is divided into 3 main types. The first one is all-day dining, the second one is fine dining, and the third one is specialty restaurant. I hope you still remember the main concept of all of them. And then lounge, bar, nightclub, room service, meeting and conference room, ballroom, delicatessen, and others. Make sure you understand all of them. Review the lessons from the book. Have you checked? The book is already available in our Microsoft team. Let's check it out. And then I talk about F&B department in a hotel by let you seeing the organization chart of the restaurant, starting from the small one to the large one. As you can see, there are different organization chart includes in a hotel since part of F&B department is part of the hotel. But in the book, I tried to simplify everything to be like this page. There are 3 main sections under food and beverage department. The first one is service section. The second one is production section, and the third one is support section. I talked about the relationship between each section. Without one cannot work. So one is important to another one. So they are important to each other. And again, review the description of each section and also the people who work for each section from the book. Okay, this is all about the review of our class last week. And for this week, we are going to learn, maybe some of you might experience being a restaurant attendant. So you might know some procedures. And our lessons today are about 2 main things. The first one is taking a table reservation. It's taking, not talking. And reconfirmation, a table reservation. If you recall your memory about 5 or 4 stages of guest cycle, previously we have taking a room reservation, right? That is about front desk office. But for our class this semester, it is about restaurant. So it is changed from room into table. And there are nothing much different from the procedure of taking a hotel room reservation. Okay, before we start talking about 3 main procedures, can you remember what information that are necessary for making a room reservation? If you can imagine that, if you can think about them, then you get the answer for the necessary information for a table reservation. I have 3 sample dialogues for you to let you see what questions and what information needed. The first sample dialogue is about the audio, but I have to say sorry for that since the presentation PowerPoint here, when I open the audio is not included. But you can see the link here and you can listen to it. Or you can take a look right here. There are several sample dialogues for you available here. What I actually plan for you to listen is the first one here. So, as you can see quickly, what are necessary information? Okay, good. Starting from, as you can see from the screen, time, right? Date, right? Day, Tuesday night, 7 or 7:30. Number of guests, right? Number of people in a party, 4 of us. And then nothing. So we can make a summary for this sample dialogue number 1, that the information that we need are about day, right? From the dialogue, it is Tuesday. Time, 7 or 7:30. And number of guests or customer. Okay, these are the simple information. Okay, what about the second sample dialogue? This is not the audio. I can show you. Since I have them in here as a file. Okay, sample dialogue number 2, it's a bit longer. Okay, like 1 page. What can you see from the second dialogue? day, date, and time, right? Number of people. How many will be in the party? There will be 7 of us. What else? Next line. What is it? Next line. Yes, name. Name Johnson. And very good. Phone number. Okay. And then the next part. Let's take a look at the sample dialogue from the beginning to the end in order. Okay. For this part is to repeat all details that customer requests. I mean the information about date, time, day, number of party, and name, and contact number or contact email address. But there is not enough for the information. If there is no more request made by the guest, it might be ended here. That's it. Goodbye. See you, for example. But for this situation, you need to ask for more requests. For this conversation, you can see Randy, she asked for a table by the window in a non-smoking section. And also, because there are kids in the party, so she asked for the chair for the kids. Here. So, not just only the basic information that are needed for a table reservation. There must be some other special requests, needs, or concerns from the customer. Okay. So, back to the presentation here. So, let's repeat the information. Yes, name, day, date, and time. What else? Number of, yes, and contact. It can be mobile phone, it can be email address. And then needs, requests, or other concerns. There are so many needs, so many requests, so many concerns made by the guest. Difficult guests, so many concerns. Okay. But for the second dialogue, remember that there is the part that you need to repeat the information of the reservation. It might be you can repeat twice. For example, you repeat once here, right? And you can repeat again right here before saying goodbye to guests. Since guest has added their needs after the first repetition, after you repeat the first information. Okay. Then the third sample dialogue. This one. A bit longer than the second one. Okay. Let's find out what are information needed. Yes, name. Name. When? January 27th at 6 p.m. How many? How many guests? 2 persons. See, this conversation, the operator asks, do you have any seat preference? So, guest made the request, a non-smoking area near the window with a nice view. Any other requests or concerns you want to consider? Oh, no. So, easy guess here. And contact number and email address. This part right here is repeat or detail, right? In one sentence, but long one. You need to keep all detail from the beginning of the dialogue into one sentence to be like a conclusion, to make sure that all information you have are correct. And also, before ending the dialogue, after repeating all details, it is a must. As you know, some or many guests, they are tricky, as we learn from a room reservation. So you need to inform them the policy or the instructions or the rules of making a reservation. So for this part here, it is the policy. We give only 10 minutes waiting allowance as there are several guests on our wait list. May we request you to come on time? So this is very formal and polite one. When you ask someone to do, actually it is a rule, but you cannot order them directly. So you say, may we request you to blah 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 as a form of a sentence, a question sentence. Okay. So back to the PowerPoint, and again the information that we need are again name, it can be day, date, and time. Oh, my handwriting. And what else? Number of guests. What else? Number of guests. Contact a request. Details or concern, right? And do not forget to repeat all detail of the reservation. And for the third dialogue, policy is included. 10 minutes. If you are late, then 10 minutes. The reservation will be cancelled. Okay. And another thing, so these are about taking a table reservation. Then another thing is taking what? Taking a reconfirming. Reconfirming. But before we talk about this, let me show you the procedures of taking the table reservation. Okay. I have differentiate the situation into 3 situations, A, B, and C. The first one, it is like sample dialogue 1 and 2, which are everything okay. You can provide what guest request. And then B. Situation B is also quite similar to sample dialogue number 3. With no availability as per guest request. For example, at that particular time, but you have to offer choice or alternative to guests. And guests say, okay. Guest agrees with the option or choice that you provide them. But for the third situation, there is no sample dialogue for you. But it's not that difficult to think of it. Situation C is guest request for a table reservation, but there is no availability or there is nothing as guests prefer. Anyway, anyhow, you still have to offer the choice, but guests does not agree with it. It's different. It is different from situation B. Situation B, guests agree. But for situation C, guests not agree. So, let's take a look at the procedures that I have got for you. Okay, this belongs to situation A. You just the first one, 1 to 7. 1 to 7. You can take a look at the sample dialogue to compare. There might be some or a few stages switch, but as we know, it is a conversation, it is a dialogue. There is 100% pattern like mathematics. So it can be switched into like from 2 or from 4, from 5 to another step. But just a guideline for you. Answering the telephone, hello, hi, then acknowledging or accepting a reservation. After guest mention, I would like to make a table reservation for dinner today. Of course, sir. This is to acknowledge, to say that, okay, I know, go ahead. Next one, the third one is taking the table reservation, asking for more details, requests, or concerns. For the third step here, it can be after after you confirm the details and guests can add for more concerns. Number 4, on holding. On holding means moment please. I'll go and check the reservation with the system. For example, inform guests that I will be back. Let me check the reservation first, the availability first. Number 5, returning to the caller by saying, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Mr. Johnson, I have checked the availability of the restaurant, for example. And then you confirm. Confirm here means to repeat. Repeating, collect all information from the beginning of the conversation and then put them all in one sentence as a reconfirmation about the details and requests and concerns. Then end of the conversation by saying goodbye. There are 7 procedures as a guideline. 7. While in B situation there are 8 steps. There are 8 steps. Which step is added? Can you guess what it is? Yes, number 6 here is added. Since B situation is guest asks to make a reservation at 7. But at 7, the restaurant is fully booked, so you offer 8 o'clock. And guest is okay with 8 o'clock as you offer. Offering an alternative or choice. Answering the phone, acknowledging or accepting a reservation request, taking the table reservation, on holding or go and check the availability, return to the caller and say, sorry, our restaurant is fully booked from 7 to 7:30. Is it possible for you to have dinner at 8 o'clock, for example? This is offering an alternative or a choice. Then guess okay, so you need to confirm or repeat the details. And goodbye. While situation C, quite similar with B situation, but for C situation, guest say no. Guest does not agree, so no need to confirm, right? Oh, I'm sorry. The restaurant is fully booked right here. The restaurant is fully booked at 7 to 7:30. Is it possible for you to have dinner at 8 p.m.? Then guest say, oh, that's too late for me. I prefer 7. I'm sorry we cannot provide you. So I hope I can suggest you another restaurant and I hope to service you next time. Just skip and say goodbye to guests. See different situation which can happen in real situation. And as I mentioned before, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 6 can be switched. Since it is not mathematics, you need to make it as natural as you can. And it depends on questions and answer that you and guests are talking to each other. Okay. Another topic. After you take a reservation, you need to confirm in order to remind guests that, oh, today you have a reservation with us. So I have following up and or reconfirming the table reservation for you. We have the reasons. First, why do we need to follow up or why do we need to reconfirm the table reservation? The first thing, the most important thing is that to prove, to show that we really care about the customer since they have made the reservation with us. So we do care. We do not forget your reservation. We just make a call to confirm. The second one, yes, remind. To remind the customer that, hey, you have the reservation with us today at 7 p.m. And make sure that, oh, it is still active. It's still active. It still exists. The reservation still exists. Number 4, to make sure that when guests arrive at the restaurant and they don't have to wait for the available table. Since you confirm with them at the exact time of the reservation, so the restaurant must prepare the space of the table for guests. Do not let them wait when they arrive. Number 5, ensure that any changes can be accommodated before the guests arrive at the restaurant. What does it mean? Remember that when we take a table reservation, we have all details, right? And to repeat all detail in the following up or reconfirming procedures. And if there are some changes like number of guests from the reservation date is 15, for example. But when you make a call for follow-up or reconfirm the reservation, it is changed from 15 to 10 persons. And then what's next? For 10 persons, the restaurant have to arrange the table into 10 seats, not 15 seats. And also plate, spoon, fork, knife, glasses that the restaurant have to prepare. They have to decrease from 15 to 10. And also, it can be the amount of food or ingredients that the kitchen is going to prepare. So it is very important to know to see any changes from the following up the reservation. And the last one is that in case of cancellation, for number 6, okay, I cannot make it. I cannot go on time. I cannot arrive at the restaurant on time. So the restaurant can sell or can provide the table, your reservation, to another guest, to make sure that the table can be resold or released if the customer is not coming anymore, according to the policy that is mentioned during the taking table reservation procedure. Okay, and the procedures are a bit short. Greeting, saying hello, hi, and introduce yourself, who you are, and from rooftop restaurant, I have to make a reconfirmation with you that you have made a reservation with us today at 7 o'clock in the evening with a window view, by the window with the garden view, non-smoking area, 2 people, and you request for 2 high chairs for kids. Is that correct? See you soon. Thank you. Goodbye. So you keep all information from taking reservation procedures and repeat again in the following up, reconfirming the table reservation procedures. Okay. These are the 2 topics that I would like you to follow as pre-arrival stage of guest cycle in a restaurant. Okay, so I think I will end this video clip, will end for now, but I have another 2 more video clips, since if it is long, it will be more difficult for me to transfer, to upload it into YouTube. So stay tuned for the next video, and I will have the class assignment for you. See you soon. Goodbye.